各位
Members of Hong Kong, this is the chief executive election of the 6th term. We've just had the result. I'm honored to know that I've been elected. I thank members of the election committee for their votes. In this new position, they allow me to better serve our country, serve Hong Kong, and serve Hong Kong people. I will, in a loyal and committed way, take upon my shoulder this historic mission. This is an important task. I will consolidate and I will bring together 7.4 million Hong Kong people to start a new chapter. The chief executive election has been postponed because of the pandemic. The election period has been shortened. However, in just 1 month, apart from making preparations, I seized every opportunity to reach out to members of the election committee, representatives of different sectors, and members of the public. In each dialogue, in each visit, and from each letter sent to me, or on each comment online that I have received amounting to tens of thousands, I have learned much more about different quarters of Hong Kong and different sectors of Hong Kong. I can fully appreciate how much you love Hong Kong and our country. I get a better understanding of the problems you face and your wish that the government should do more. This election has brought to me a lot of different and new experiences. I feel encouraged. I thank the trust given to me by members of the election committee, the encouragement from my election office. On top of that, I thank you all for your support. Each cheer you've given me, each kind words you have given me, have given me the power I needed to go ahead. I thank you all for your hard work, reporters, because you've been following me around even up to 10 sessions per day. And I also thank all our staff members for working tirelessly around the clock. This is a precious experience that will be with me for the rest of my life. This year is the anniversary of the reunification. This is the 25th anniversary. I will continue to abide by the one country, two system principle. And we now move on from stability to prosperity. There are opportunities and challenges. The 6th term chief executive is accountable to the Hong Kong SAR government and the Central People's Government. I will take upon this task. I will be committed to seize all the opportunities and to overcome challenges and lead you all to go forward. Unswervedly, I will safeguard the basic law and the constitutional status of the basic law. I will safeguard our core values to resist damages, destructions, and challenges posed by the outside world. I will safeguard the national security as well as our development interest. I propose result-oriented approach to build a team in the government that are more committed and more efficient. I will enhance our governance as well as our executive power in order to implement policies. The government should accord priority to solving problems for Hong Kong people. I will think outside the box and use novel ways to address most urgent issues. That includes housing and land supply. I will streamline procedures, and I will increase the volume and increase efficiency. There should be proper systems put in place to enhance our healthcare system. We should create more opportunities for our youngsters. We should expedite the building of infrastructure to benefit Hong Kong people and to build a caring society. Development is the key to solve a lot of problems, and we should speed that up. We will take the initiative. The new government will make good use of the institutional advantage of one country, two systems. We will fully integrate into our national development and dovetail the in-depth development of the Greater Bay Area. We will also consolidate our unique advantage of being an international city. We will be connected to the world. We will forge a better investment environment. We will play our role as a bridge that much better to connect our country with the rest of the world. I will make good my words given in my manifesto. I will continue to talk to different quarters in different sectors, and I will move ahead my proposed strategies. I will gain your trust by the result I show you. I will lose no time to form my team. I will recruit experienced, competent people on the basis of meritocracy. On many occasions, I have said that under the principle of patriots administering Hong Kong, the new government will liaise with the Legislative Council to improve cooperation more. We will talk more. We will discuss more to solve Hong Kong problems. We've identified a number of deep-seated problems in Hong Kong. What we lack is not a solution, but the ability to implement the solution and to solve these problems. We will show you with our action in order to gain your trust. We will narrow the gap with our result. We will use our result to gain your trust so that we will build a Hong Kong that is more livable, more harmonious, a Hong Kong that is full of opportunities and energy. Thank you very much.
Fellow citizens of Hong Kong, as the sixth-term Chief Executive-elect of the Hong Kong SAR, I have been accorded the honor of serving our country, serving Hong Kong, and serving our people for the next 5 years. This is an honor that I accept with humility and sincere gratitude. With loyalty and perseverance, I shall undertake this historic mission and shoulder this responsibility to unite and lead the 7.4 million Hong Kong people to start a new chapter together. Although the Chief Executive election was delayed due to COVID pandemic and the campaign period was shortened, I have nonetheless taken every opportunity over the past month to meet members of the election committee, representatives from different sectors, and other members of the public. During my visits and through emails and social media, I have received tens of thousands of messages and suggestions. These demonstrate the love our citizens have for Hong Kong and have deepened my understanding of various problems our society is facing and how people hope the government can do more. The election campaign has been an incredibly rewarding inspiring and memorable experience. I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation to members of the Election Committee for their trust and support, my Council of Advisors and Presidents of my campaign for their advice and encouragement, representatives from different sectors, and people who have shared their views and insights. Your every word of support, your every greeting, has energized me and brought the confidence to me for the future. To the media and frontline reporters, thank you for your tireless coverage. And to the colleagues and volunteers in my campaign office, thank you for all your dedicated and hard work. These memories will remain with me for the rest of my life. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the establishment of the Hong Kong SAR. We must continue to ensure the comprehensive, accurate, and firm implementation of the principles of one country, two systems, Hong Kong people administering Hong Kong, and the high degree of autonomy to maintain our long-term prosperity and stability. Having restored order from chaos, it is high time that Hong Kong starts a new chapter of development, a chapter that will be geared towards greater prosperity for all. We are at a time of great opportunities as well as challenges. Hence, it is imperative that we commit to a result-oriented work culture, uniting all sectors of the community and starting a new chapter for Hong Kong together. My government will safeguard the constitutional order enshrined by the country's constitution and the Basic Law. The Chief Executive shall be responsible to the Central People's Government and to the Hong Kong SAR. We will continue to uphold the rule of law, which is a core pillar of our sound governance, and tackle future challenges with absolute confidence. Safeguarding our country's sovereignty, national security, and development interests, protecting Hong Kong from internal and external threats, and ensuring its stability will continue to be of paramount importance. To prepare for the future, my government will adopt a result-oriented approach, nurture a new governance culture of bold thinking and strong teamwork, and unite all sectors with a view to delivering results that are in the best interests of all Hong Kong people. Ensuring the well-being of people will always be my key objective. Coming into the position with the readiness for change, I shall look to tackle the most pressing issues we have. The government shall apply our best efforts to provide more housing and better living environments by streamlining administrative and legal procedures and adopting innovative measures. We shall improve our healthcare system to provide better healthcare to our people, especially the elderly. We shall also build a caring and inclusive society and enhance upward mobility for our youths. Development is the key to resolving many issues in society. As such, we must heighten our sense of urgency and further enhance Hong Kong's overall competitiveness and pursue sustainable development. Hong Kong must maximize its strengths under one country, two systems, proactively integrate into the national development, seize opportunities offered by the GBA, and all the benefits available through our country's rapid developments. We must make good use of our status as an international metropolis, one that upholds the values of creation, of inclusion, diversity, and openness. We must expand our international connectivity, establish a more favorable business environment, and increase our overall competitiveness. We must further strengthen Hong Kong's role as the gateway and the bridge between the world and our country. To implement my policy goals, I will shortly be inviting able and experienced people who have the passion and commitment to join my governing team. Under the principle of patriots administering Hong Kong, my administration will work in concert with the Legislative Council to raise Hong Kong's governance capability, foster positive interaction between the administration and the legislature, and strengthen dialogue and communications between officials and legislators to jointly solve problems. My government will be determined to confront the well-entrenched issues that have faced Hong Kong for many years, take decisive steps, and adopt efficient and effective actions to resolve them. I look forward to all of us starting a new chapter together, building a Hong Kong that is caring, open, and vibrant, and a Hong Kong that is full of hope, opportunities, and harmony. Thank you very much.
多謝李生。現在係記者提問環節，請提。
Thank you very much, Mr. Lee. Now we proceed to the questions and answer sessions. Please raise your hand and identify your organization before you speak. Please limit yourself to no more than 2 questions. This is the question and answer session. Please raise your hand and identify your organization before you speak. Please limit yourself to no more than 2 questions each and be brief as you speak.
Please raise your hand and indicate your media organization before asking questions. Please keep your question precise and ask no more than 2 questions. Thank you for your cooperation.
First of all, we invite the 4th gentleman on the first row over here to ask questions. Mr. Lee, I'm from CCTV. First of all, congratulations for being elected to be the next chief executive. I'd like to ask, what will be your first task? What problems will you solve first? This year is the 25th anniversary of reunification. How do you seize upon the opportunities to integrate into our national development to create a better future? My first task, having been elected, of course, is to address issues close to the hearts of Hong Kong people. First of all is the housing and land problem. That's why in my manifesto I mentioned that I will set up 2 groups. One is the task force on public housing projects. The other one is a steering committee on land and housing supply. That will be the task for the Chief Secretary. Of course, within 3 months, I expect the task force to come up with the first work plan. I think that a priority for Hong Kong people is housing. But if you ask me, what is my very first task? The very first task for me is to formulate a team. From now to the 1st of July, I have less than 2 months. There is not much time. So I would lose no time to put together a team. I am confident. We have a huge pool of talent here in Hong Kong. And under the principle of patriots administering Hong Kong, there are a lot of people who are public-spirited, who would like to serve Hong Kong and to make contributions to Hong Kong. Very often, I have received interests from many people that they would like to take up the task. So I'm very confident that I will find an abundance of public-spirited talents to serve Hong Kong. In relation to how Hong Kong can make good use of our own advantages, and in relation to the 12th five-year plan and how we can seize upon the development opportunities and to make contributions to our national development, we have a lot of advantages. Traditional ones are in terms of shipping, financial services, as well as professional and legal professional services. When we integrate into the national development, we can continue to make great contributions. At the same time, we have emerging opportunities and advantages. As mentioned in my manifesto, Hong Kong will be developed into an international innovation and technology center. And I will do my best to forge Hong Kong into a cultural center. We can also make good use of our advantage as an aviation hub to better integrate into the national development. We will maximize Hong Kong's interests and make great contributions to the national development. I have mentioned it many times, and every time when I talk to members of the public and international business communities, I have come up with a lot of good proposals and suggestions to make good use of our opportunities. We will work together to create synergy. Thank you. Over here, the second person in the first row. I'm from cable TV. Well, when will be your first task? Article 23 or a legislation to combat fake news? Well, how do you respond to Mr. Dick Chi-yun's words that he would like to hear more from you? And in relation to improvement of social welfare services, would you reach out to contact the Democrats? And what do you have to say to Democrats and Hong Kong people? And what will you do? In relation to my priority, as I've said previously, and in my reply to the last reporter, housing will be my priority. In my manifesto, I have mentioned a lot about housing and land supply. We have to streamline the procedure. We have to increase supply. We have to improve our efficiency. We will do our best to address this problem. And I will set up two groups. One is a task force on public housing projects to take action. The other one is the steering committee on land and housing supply. They will both be chaired by the chief secretary. I would like to leverage on the coordination power of the chief executive to streamline procedure, to remove vacuums in order to make sure that we can achieve maximum efficiency. In relation to legislating for Article 23, we have constitutional duties to do it. I think that I will work with a policy bureau as well as legal experts to look into it. In due course, we will move ahead with this task. And in relation to constitutional reform, and I've said it many times that this is not my priority. As you've heard, that I have listed out a number of priority issues, and we should deal with that first. About talking to different sectors, of course, it's something that I would do. As to the timing and means, I will take into account the actual situation before I proceed. The lady in white in the second row.
This is from the South China Morning Post. There are 8 voters casting ballots against you. What does this
Can you speak up, please?
Sure.
Or hold it closer to your.
My first question, there were 8 voters casting ballots against you. What does this mean to you? Second question, some political scholars said your governance is expected to be challenged by the lack of electoral mandate and legitimacy in the eyes of the general public. Do you agree? And you just said that you plan to gain the trust with actions. How about reconciliation with those who were not satisfied with the government and those arrested in the social unrest? And yesterday you
Sorry, please keep it to 2 questions.
Okay.
Well, I still miss your second question, so you will have to ask that again. But regarding to those election committee members who do not vote for me, of course, I thank them for coming here to vote. First of all, I think that is important because the chief executive election is an important thing. So their presence here signifies the importance of the election, so I thank for their presence. I try all my best to do what I can to convince members of the public, particularly members of the election committee, of what I intend to do for Hong Kong in the next 5 years. I have been running around to meet people explaining my governing philosophy, my intended plan of how I solve problems in Hong Kong. And of course, I will try my best to further convince whoever who disagree with me, because it is my duty to let people understand what I can do to them. But I do understand there will be a time that is needed for me to convince the people. But I can do that by action, so that when they see results, they somehow will know that, well, at least he is trying his best. And I hope that by accumulating successes after another success, then I can get them be convinced that what I'm trying to do is for the best of Hong Kong. I'll keep doing that.
The second question is surrounding your legitimacy. Some political scholars said that your performance is going to be challenged by the lack of the electoral mandate and legitimacy in the eyes of some people. Do you agree? And then you just said that you plan to gain the trust with actions. How about reconciliation with those who were not satisfied with the government? Thank you.
Well, I think the echo here really makes it not easy to hear exactly, but my election has been run in accordance with the laws of Hong Kong, and you can see the election was conducted in a very transparent and fair manner. Anybody who, according to the law, is qualified can take part and run for the election. I have got a total of 1,460 votes, and with that number of support, of course, it encourages me and gives me this strong confidence that my direction is agreed and shared by a lot of election committee members, and in my meeting, members of the public. I also feel that a lot of them share my thinking and agree with the direction. There is, of course, a high demand on what I will deliver. I know that. That is why I never underestimate the challenge that I shall be facing. And that is exactly why I think I must energize and synergize the government so that while we have the same number of people working together, we want to achieve more. We want to make 1 + 1 greater than 2. And not just that, I want the government and the community to work together so that this 1 plus the big one will be greater, definitely, by the greater 2. That is what I intend to do. I will try my best to prove that by the action of the government in the coming 5 years.
Thank you very much. 第一行第二位女士。
The lady on the first row, please. This is TVB. First of all, I congratulate Mr. Lee for being elected Chief Executive. You have been the candidate with the highest rate of support votes since reunification. Does it mean that the public agreed with your principles, and what is your take on this? You said you would be responsible to the Central People's Government as well as Hong Kong SAR. There were criticisms of the SAR government on its governance or policy making. So in the next 5 years, what would be the priority in considering the interests of the public? Can you promise to safeguard the interests of Hong Kong without jeopardizing the national interests? Can you share your feelings of being elected as well? Thank you for your questions. I often see you in throughout my campaign, so perhaps you have reported many of my campaign activities. So first of all, I thank you for your interest in following the campaign. Of course, I would have to explain my thinking and manifesto to the members of the election committee and solicit their support. And more importantly, I must secure support from the public. So in my meetings with the media, I have said that while the number of votes I secure is important because it would spur me on and encourage my work, more importantly, I would have to secure the support of the public. And I understand that a lot of effort is needed for this to happen, but I believe in members of the public. I believe at the end of the day, the public would support an able government who can get things done. According to the basic law, the chief executive is held accountable to the Central People's Government and Hong Kong SAR. So these are constitutional requirements and duties, and I believe they both go hand in hand. Under one country, two systems, Hong Kong people administering Hong Kong and a high degree of autonomy, the Central People's Government has expectations for Hong Kong, and they actually align with the expectations from the public in Hong Kong, because the common aspiration is to see stability and prosperity in Hong Kong, and on this front I would do my very best. And I would ensure the well-being of everyone in Hong Kong. And I would like to share a few words on behalf of my wife. The election campaign is about myself. That is why I did not invite my family to take part, but I'd like to thank her for her support. This is a historic moment, and today is Mother's Day. That is why I invited my wife to share this moment with me, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my wife for taking care of my family as a mother down the years, and I'd like to wish all mothers a happy Mother's Day. The lady in gray on the second row, please. First of all, congratulations. This is Phoenix TV. Mr. Lee, you said your priority would be to form your own cabinet. And what criteria would you use to select talent? Ahead of July the 1st, apart from forming your office, do you have other plans? Do you intend to meet any organizations or individuals? Forming my office is certainly a priority since there is less than 2 months to go before the new term assumes office. I receive a lot of views from my meetings with the public, and I realize that many able individuals are determined to contribute to Hong Kong SAR and our society. So this is not a concern for me at all when it comes to the selection of talent. Of course, the process would be based on their capabilities and merits, and we would consider whether one is passionate enough about the work. Because at the government, we will face numerous challenges, but my impression is that many people are interested to help. Even before I assume office, I will continue to get in touch with different sectors as well as members of the public, because they do have expectations of me in terms of policy making. And these include the areas already covered in my manifesto, or indeed areas that are not yet covered. I will still continue to listen to people's views, and this is something I will continue before I assume office. Thank you. The lady with the pink mask, please.
What concrete steps will you take to ensure the international business community's trust? And can you elaborate on your plan to allow low-risk businesses internationally to enter the city? And also, can you elaborate on your COVID-0 plan?
I will have to request you to repeat. The echo mixes up a lot of things.
What concrete steps will you take to show the international community that Hong Kong is open for business, and also elaborate on your plan to allow low-risk businesses to enter the city while expanding on your policies for COVID?
Okay. In and out of Hong Kong internationally is important to Hong Kong, obviously, because Hong Kong, as I have emphasized, has to strengthen our position as an international city, as an international metropolis. And Hong Kong has always been like this, to be opened, to be a very welcoming society, inclusive and lively city, which always welcome people come in and go out of Hong Kong. Yes, we have challenges now because of the need to control COVID-19, and some of the measures are indeed creating inconvenience, but this is being done with the best balance, with the need to address the risk of the spread of the pandemic. But I have already seen that a lot of activities have been coming on, and society has already given me the impression of vibrance and also happiness, with everybody now being a lot easier to go about their day-to-day life. I make it a very clear point that I'm very conscious of the need to make Hong Kong accessible to the world, and also it is an important thing for Hong Kong to be able to resume normal travel with the mainland. I've heard that many times from the man in the street or from the international community. That is Hong Kong's attraction, that it is open for everybody to come, they go about their businesses in their way they want, and they enjoy their lives and development and the opportunities in Hong Kong. And equally, they look forward to be able to travel to the mainland easily. Well, these are challenges, but I think we can work together to make this a possible thing to happen if, first of all, we all together make a great effort to control COVID together, to follow the advice and the measures of the government, and then we try to boost up our vaccination rate even further, including the second and the third jabs. I shall, of course, be talking to the counterparts in the mainland to find out what are the conditions that will be required for normal travel to be resumed with the mainland. A lot of challenges, I know that, and I'm frank about the difficulties that I will have to overcome. But one point I've mentioned earlier is the mainland authorities have always the interest of Hong Kong close to their heart. And with that same purpose, and with our will together, I'm sure we can find a way. Thank you very much. And thank you
very
for your
much.
support.
或者我哋最後兩條啊，紅色衫嗰位女士。
Last two questions from the lady in red. I'm from Xinhua News Agency. Today, the sixth term CE election has been conducted smoothly. This is the third election after the improved electoral exercises, and we now have patriots administering Hong Kong. And what do you think is the significance to Hong Kong? This is the third election after the improved electoral system exercises have been put in place. We have completed the first part. But we have to materialize and manifest the merits of patriots administering Hong Kong. I will have to work with the LegCo to find a way we have to maximize good governance. In the past, we have seen huge attritions in Hong Kong. We have also experienced a lot of challenges. Now we have a rational and efficient LegCo. I hope that the sixth term of government and all the officials will work on finding good solutions and enhance communications and interactions with LegCo members. We will talk to legislators. The second point, the 5 years under the sixth term of the government is a material time. We now move from chaos to stability. That is very important. Hong Kong enjoys a lot of advantages since the reunification. Previously, we have experienced some attritions, some resistance against our country. We were subject to external forces which stirred up trouble. But now, we have achieved overall stability. I propose the idea to work together because in order to do well, we need not just the chief executive, we need people from different sectors. We need the support of Hong Kong people. I propose different development directions. I propose a society that is caring, harmonious, and inclusive. That is something that every Hong Kong person would like to see. If we all work together, that's a force of 7.4 million people. It is a splendid force. I want to show people that this will be a pragmatic government, and with our collaboration, we will be able to forge a society that is harmonious, inclusive, and caring. We will be able to make Hong Kong a warm and nice place. Last question from the lady in pink. Yes. Last question. Mr. Lee? I'm from Commercial Press, Commercial Daily. I congratulate you for securing a high number of votes. We could see how excited you were, and you embraced your wife, and we could see how happy you were. Then you have told us you have given us some information about how you're going to spend the day. A lot of people say that being the chief executive is not an easy task. Family members will be subject to pressure as well. The previous two executives said that they did not seek re-election because of family reasons. Do you expect pressure on your family members? Ms. Lee, what do you think now that your husband has become the chief executive? And what support would you give him to be the chief executive? I thank my wife for being a part of this important event of my life. I thank my wife for her dedication over the years. I have not given her much of my time because of work, and she devoted herself to taking care of the family. I really appreciate that. And I'd like to take today's opportunity to thank her because today is Mother's Day. I emphasize on electoral matters. Well, I have not asked them to participate in the election campaign, even though they support me. Well, Hong Kong might have been stabilized, but there are still elements lurking, waiting for the opportunity to stir up trouble. I have a daunting task in front of me. I do not want them to be affected or to have any concern because of my work. I believe I'm doing what the husband and father has been doing in every family, which is to love my family and love my wife. I'm aware of the many challenges waiting for me. Hong Kong has given me everything. I was a nobody. And now I take up this important post. I'm given a chance to serve Hong Kong. It's a golden opportunity. It's not an easy task, but I will be able to better serve Hong Kong and better serve our country, and on a different level as well. I welcome this commitment, and I thank you all for being so tolerant of me. I am very confident because I believe that members of my team will have vast experience in different areas. And I believe that my government will be a pragmatic government that will get things done. Thank you.
Okay.